Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to call the meeting to order of this regular April 8th, 2024 City of New Ulm Park and Recreation Commission meeting. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our guests as well. Let's start with a roll call. Bev, can we start with you? Please just state your name.
Bev Lunenburg.
Dave Christian.
Marissa Bugler.
Amy Johnson.
Kurt Johnson.
Jim Jensen.
Cheryl Corman.
Joey Schugel.
Okay. Welcome, everyone. All right, let's start with our agenda. First, we'll start with the approval of the agenda, looking for a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Approval of the minutes. Attached in your packet today was the minutes from our February 12th meeting. Are there any errors or requests for a change to those minutes? If there are none, I'll look for a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Moving on to agenda item number 5, City Council meeting recap. Director Schugel.
Thank you, Chair Bugler, Commissioners. A couple items today to review. At the March 19th regular City Council meeting, the approval for funding of the German Park fountain repair was on there. That was a non-budgeted item, and that hopefully will be done here before we get into filling it for the season. But that will be done at some point in 2024. And then at the April 2nd regular meeting, we had our surplus items that went on our annual garage sale, which just happened this past weekend. So those were the two items for review. Any questions on that?
No questions? Looking for a motion to approve?
I'll offer that motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion has carried. Moving on to old business, the comprehensive plan update. Director Schugel.
Yes, thank you, Chair Bugler, Commissioners. As you'll see, we do have some updates this month on the comprehensive plan. City staff has completed the 10-chapter review with the consultant. Once maps are completed, then that full document will be put together from there. You'll see some community engagement still happening first, the project steering committee will get this in the last week of April. Open house is planned and will be scheduled for the first week of May. And then ultimately, City Council will start the review process on that and acceptance process there. 4 area plans will follow a slightly different schedule. So staff has been in the process of reviewing those and putting final touches on that. And that's nearing completion as well. The goal would be to get those 4 area plans together at that open house with the 10 chapters. So things are moving forward.
Nice to see the progression. Questions for Director Schugel on the comprehensive plan? Okay. Director Schugel, will the commission also, in addition to the committee members, will the commission also receive the final ahead of the community event that's scheduled for May?
Chair Bugler, if that's the desire of this commission, we can make that happen.
Would you like to see it before it's presented to the public for discussion? The final?
I think you should. I think you should.
As your representative on the Comprehensive Plan Committee, that would be great for you to review it, and then you can offer me any feedback, or you're, of course, welcome to attend the community open house for feedback and discussion as well.
So Chair Bugler, Commissioners, once they have a final document, I will send that out via email to all of you.
Okay. All right. Any final questions? Hearing none, we will move on to new business. Agenda item 7.1. We have a proposal of an adopt a park.
Yes, so happy to say the Friends of Colonel Wilhelm Fender Park have submitted an application to officially adopt that park located at 1601 7th North Street. And staff would enthusiastically like to recommend that for approval. I would like to, before doing that, thank the Romaines, Deanne and Tom Romaine, have been really good neighbors to the park for a number of years, and now putting a official designation and kind of gathering the neighborhood up there to have some investment in that underdeveloped park right now.
Director Schugel, for some of our newer commissioners, do you want to describe maybe the top 3 things that when you adopt a park that organization commits to providing?
Yeah, absolutely. So Chair Bugler, Commissioner, one of the things that does it opens the line of communication, and we have go-to individuals and people to when things we could use some help with happen. But a lot of times it's cleaning the park. When it comes to the potential enhancements someday, it's having some buy-in and some engagement with those individuals for enhancements and, recommendations, and it's more of a watchful eye to just make sure things are how they should be, or if there's some things we need to address, that communication is open.
We've discussed this park before, and we've had quite a showing from interested individuals who live in the area or who have interest in preserving this park or the future development of this park. So it's nice to see them come forward.
Where is this
So,
at?
on 7th,
Yep, but I'm,
north by the airport, pretty close, across from the Kids Excel Center,
oh, okay.
up there in that area.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, good question. All right, so we have the Friends of Feander Park who are interested in adopting this park. I will be looking for a motion and a second.
I'll make a motion to accept the Friends of Fender Park application.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Same sign. Motion has carried. With gratefulness to this group for supporting that. All right, moving on to new business item 7.2, the River Valley BMX temporary camping, looking like have a request on the table for something different than our current policy.
Yes, thank you, Chair Bugler, Commissioners. This is a request for temporary camping within a city park, so that is why it's coming before you. Ultimately, City Council will need to authorize this. Some of the things that happen, and first of all, I will say that the River Valley BMX Club has made this request numerous times in the past with little to no incident at all. Really, a group that takes buy-in to that area down there and cleans up after themselves and everything that comes with it. So the request would be for the weekend of June 14th through the 16th. They'll be hosting a state qualifier. They'll provide proof of insurance to the city. They anticipate 1 to 10 potential campers, and this will happen in the South German Park, just located, think of maybe the snow dump area, right across the street from the BMX park. So drinking water that is also available at the BMX park during this time, and restrooms are provided by the River Valley BMX. Any questions on this
Have
request?
the police been notified so they know what's going on?
So what we would lead up to that, if approved, we would lead up to, the PD and making that communication to them.
Any other questions for Director Schugel on this proposal?
Make a motion to accept the resolution and for the BMX camping.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Same sign. Motion has carried, so that will go on to the City Council for final approval. Okay, Lincoln Park. All the talk about pickleball. So we have a proposal before us related to replacing.
Yes, thank you, Chair Bugler. Commissioners, before you, there is a request for, well, first off, as hopefully many of you know that have heard about pickleball and where it's going, it has surged nationally, even internationally, but we see that in New Ulm with a demand and need for those. Little history, we did resurface 2 tennis courts at Lincoln Park in late 2017, and they opened to the public in early 2018. That in those 6 years, we've saw demand and use really increase over the years. We would have loved to see more than 6 years out of that project at the time. What we see with 20-plus-year-old already tennis courts resurfaced. We have a problem with our base there. We had 4 contractors on site. Each of the contractors recommended starting over. Initially, when we budgeted for this project, we did budget more for a more heavy-duty, longer-lasting surface. We didn't necessarily budget for having to rip out everything and start over. So what you'll see here is we have a recommendation to remove the existing pickleball courts, the concrete base, replace with asphalt, and then we would recommend going with this Herculean surface that Action Floors makes. It's a surface that we've done reference checks on. We have 2 communities in northern Michigan, the upper UP, have put this in. One of them has had it for 12 years, and the only deterioration of the courts has been to the color. The surface stays in really good shape. The others is 2 years into their project, and it looks really good. So matching like climates with our climate, the freeze thaw there. So that was really good to hear. In addition, this surface that we're recommending has a little more give. So there's been numerous stories over the years of pickleball and the impacts on people's joints and seeing a lot of injuries related to that. This surface is a little more giving for that, but it doesn't affect the bounce of the ball. So before you is staff's recommending that we rip this project out. To make up the difference in the cost, we would be going to city council and asking them to authorize Park and Rec fund balance to pay for the difference. Any questions related?
What's
to
the
this?
current condition? Is it playable this summer at this point?
Great question. So actually, because of such a mild winter we had, we did have nets up on 4 of the 6 courts in January. We've had pickleball 12 months of the year in some form or fashion, and we have seen significant deterioration, cracking. The biggest issue we have on the 2 middle courts, we have a control joint where the 2 tennis courts, it didn't affect them because it was the out of bounds area between the 2. Well, now that's right in the center surface of 2 of the pickleball courts. So those courts are getting really close to playing a competitive game on. Still, we have recreational play, but it is time to do something. Our contractors weren't warranting any just top layer resurfacing anymore with the condition of our base of the courts. So that's why we're looking at a full redo of those.
And would it be done sometime this summer or?
The goal would be to coordinate, so we'd have to coordinate with 2 different contractors, one to rip out and install, and then the flooring surface to come in. So if everything goes well, 1 month to 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks of a project we'd be looking at.
And 32,000 in fund balance. Got it.
And Commissioner Christian, or Counselor Christian, we did carry over additional fund balance from last year's budget to this
Is there
year's
enough
budget.
there, in that fund balance?
Oh, yeah.
I don't have the exact Commissioner Johnson on there, but somewhere around 1.2 to 1.3 million.
Okay.
Well, it's amazing. I watched people play pickleball up at the rec center, and it's just fun to see how busy and how popular it is. It's just really exploded all over the country, I guess. But it's a great thing. I mean, it's good for people, all ages really, and it's good for health reasons. And it's good. There's all kinds of positives with it, and people really seem to enjoy it. I haven't figured I'd probably wouldn't be a candidate maybe, but it's fun to watch. And I think it's a great thing to keep the courts up and make it more available to more people, because it sounds like there's a real demand for it. So I would offer a motion to proceed.
I'd second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
No, my only question is that for tennis and pickleball?
No, this is just a pickleball only facility here. So this 6 pickleball courts. So tennis was eliminated the first time
At
there.
Lincoln.
At Lincoln, yes.
Thank you.
Questions? Hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion has carried. Looking forward to the improvements. All right, heading into agenda item 7.4, donations. We have 2 donations to accept and receive tonight.
Thank you, Chair Bugler and Commissioners. First donation is from Larry and Kathy Lotito at 1446 Center Street, honoring Larry and Kathy Lotito family for $200. And that's for a paver stone at Herman Heights Park. The other donation was for a turf pitching mound at North Park from New Ulm Junior Baseball Association. That $2,000 donation would split the cost with the city to install a turf mound that would then get us to 3 turf mounds at North Park.
Awesome. Wonderful. All right, looking for a motion to accept the donations.
I'll make a motion to accept the donations.
We have a second?
I'll second it.
Cheryl, you can pick the winner. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion has carried. All right, moving on to agenda items number 8. 8.1, Department Activity Report. The February and the March activity report was included in your packet. Director Schubel, do you want to share some highlights from the report?
Sure. Thank you, Chair Bugler. Commissioners, we have 2 activity reports as we did not have an official meeting in March. A couple highlights from February is the New Ulm Sleepia Hockey Association hosted 2 tournaments, one of them being their 8U Jamboree, which was a very busy weekend. And we also had 2 large basketball tournaments at the Recreation Center, which used other facilities throughout New Ulm as well. In February, there was also the kickoff to the Weight Loss Challenge, which we had 44 people participate in that this year. Into March, New Ulm Figure Skating presented their annual ice show, and then that was followed with our show season. So farm, camper, and home shows, and as well as the Career Expo all happened there in March, which was a very busy time. Easter egg hunt also was hosted there as it was moved inside right after the snowstorm that happened at the end of March. And our pool extravaganza happened at the rec center with over 100 participants in that program at the Recreation Center. And then I'd also like to highlight, we did hire our new full-time maintenance position was hired in March and started March 11th, Trent Zabel. We're excited to have him added to our staff, and then 3 part-time coordinators as well. And seasonal recruitment and interviewing has been going strong in March and continues in early April here.
All right, thank you, Director Schugel. Any questions?
I just had a question on the March activity report. It says in here that there was roughly $88 in gift card sales in March. Is 88 the correct number? Probably. Okay.
I
Okay.
believe that to be correct, yes.
Any other questions? If no further questions, looking for a motion and a second to approve the February and March 2024 activity report.
So move.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion has carried. Moving on to the staff report. Director Schugel.
Yes, thank you, Chair Bugler. Commissioners, like to highlight a few things for you. Our first baseball and softball games have been played for the season. Maintenance staff has been busy preparing a number of outdoor fields for those seasons. Our Civic Center North Arena ice is also being installed right now, and we will have our first scheduled ice this Thursday, April 11th. Parks are currently being prepared for opening of bathrooms and other park amenities. Our official opening date is will be to be determined, where we have those official games and such. Bathrooms will be open for those events. People will notice, though, our portable restrooms and such are not in parks yet, so our normal date is around May 1st. So plan accordingly when out at those areas. We have a couple approved projects that start dates are being coordinated. Our HVAC project at the rec center, as well as the battery building. So each of those projects are being coordinated on when they'll start. And as I mentioned earlier, seasonal hiring continues to or has been going well and continues to go strong. We may repost for some positions if there is a need, but so far, interest has been fairly strong this year. And then summer program registration's right around the corner, so it begins April 10th in a couple days here.
Excellent. Exciting. Getting ready for the summer. Any other questions on the report, staff report? Any commissioner reports? Hearing none. Any of our guests wish to propose an agenda item? No. Okay. All right. The date of our next meeting is Monday, May 6th at 4 p.m. in this room. If you cannot attend, please let Donita know. No further business. I will declare this meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.